Welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show with the morning crew, Tom and Mama Manny.
And your host, Jim Amato.
Good morning, Woodland, and welcome to today. Today is March 15th, which would make that not only the Tuesday in March, but it makes it the Ides of March. More on that in the news. It is also World Social Work Day. Today, you should thank the people who work in the social work field for helping out and keeping everybody on the straight and narrow and having a place to go to help you out with your and any issues you may have. It's also National Equal Pay Day, and that's interesting that it occurs during National Women's History Month. There was a landmark case last month where the soccer team, the women's soccer team for Team USA, won a settlement for $24 million and all their back pay. So, unfortunately, a lot of people are saying, and I don't know who a lot of people are, but some of the things I've read say that it won't necessarily mean that it's going to matriculate into more of the commercial world, but it is the first big settlement that we see for, especially with athletes getting equal pay. It is also National Kansas Day. So if you know anything about Kansas, that's a good day.
There's no place like home.
There is no place like home unless you click your heels.
Wait, Kansas gets its own day?
Kansas gets its own day. And I don't think it's the band. I think it's the actual state of the holiday. It's there's a lot that goes into it. March 15th, it's the sunflower state. And there's a lot to know about Kansas. I guess we should put in for a Connecticut Day.
It's August 10th.
It is August 10th. You found it out?
It is National Connecticut Day.
There you go. We do have one. We're just not around to celebrate it. See, Kansas Day was smart because they put it during a school year so they could do school projects and things like that. Mm-hmm. Connecticut, we didn't do it that way. It is also National Shoe the World Day. And one of the biggest issues for homelessness or third world nations is the fact that they don't have shoes, and that causes all sorts of health problems down the road. So National Shoe the World Day. And it is also National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. Today's the day you should try to avoid thinking to make sure that you don't get anything right, because today everything is wrong. This is for those know-it-alls who think they know everything. It's supposed to be that day where even if you think you know everything, today you're wrong. Almost like a national opposite day.
We had Quiz Bowl today.
Oh, no.
Come on.
That is not a good day to have Quiz Bowl on at all.
For the teachers.
For the teachers. It is also a day here in the building. And we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. There's a lot. We got Pi Day, Ides of March, St. Patrick's Day. It's a very busy week this week. The Library Media Center will be closed for administrative meeting today, March 15th. It's got the first block. Don't show up there. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be blocked off for the first 2 blocks of the day. So Media Center is going to be unavailable for the next few mornings. So make sure you make note of that. The class of 2022 National Honor Society meeting. All senior members are expected to attend Thursday, March 24th at 2:05. All senior members are expected to attend that National Honor Society meeting. So make sure that you have that penciled in for you. And yesterday we had Eric Mead and Paul Gary from the senior class talking about Maiden United and how Woodland can support Ukraine. On the walls around the building, you're going to see a QR code. Feel free to snap a photo of that or click on that link and find out how you can donate to support some of the Ukrainians who have had no food or water or electricity for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I could use some support that way. And Emma, a pop musical. The auditions will be March 16th. That's tomorrow, 2:30 to 4:30. If you need more information, take a look on Schoology under Drama Club, and the code is on the screens around the building and on the walls. Look for a poster for that code. And if you're wondering what DM3 is about, Digital Media 3, once you go check with Mr. Yellow in room 219, the 84-hour film challenge is going to be getting here by next week. You want to be involved in that. So if you want to be involved, you have to pre-register with him to make sure that you can be part of that program for the spring 84-hour film challenge. And Woodland Worldwide has a guest speaker coming March 29th. Love 146 is going to come and talk about human trafficking and give more details on what it is and how you can help stop human trafficking. Class of 2023, those are the junior members, are expected to attend Wednesday, March 30th, National Honor Society meeting. So class of 22, you're on Thursday. Class of 2023, you're on Wednesday. And freshmen and juniors, don't forget, if you have not yet gotten those Chromebooks fixed, make sure you turn them into the tech department. We'll get those things ready for you. Next Wednesday is SAT day. We'll be stop, dropping, and testing. Don't worry about sophomores. You need to make sure you have a paper and pencil ready to go. And listen to us live every morning at 7:15 a.m.-ish. Time now for the news. T-minus 60 with Tomlin.
Morning. A couple top stories to start your day. First off, in Connecticut, Governor Ned Lamont and the Democrats are working on a plan for a gas tax holiday they hope to roll out within the next week.
I heard that. 25 cents off a gallon?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. It would run for now until the end of June. That is the goal.
And they said it will lose $90 million in the state budget, but we have
a
surplus of 180. So they're like, we can find other ways.
We can absorb it this year. So yeah, we're in a position this year where we can actually do some of these things. It will prolong paying off our debt. Right now, we will be officially out of debt 2030, so 8 years from now. So
all right,
we could definitely do it. We got this.
We'll see, and that's with COVID.
That's with COVID.
Wow.
All right. Next up, Russia's relentless bombardment of Ukraine edged closer to central Kyiv on Tuesday with a series of strikes hitting a residential neighborhood as the leaders of three European Union nations planned a bold visit to Ukraine's embattled capital in a show of support.
Wow. That is a bold showing right there.
Chinese authorities on Tuesday tightened antivirus controls at ports, raising the risk of trade disputes after some auto and electronics factories shut down as the government fights COVID outbreaks across the country. This is that stealth COVID variant. They are seeing a spike in multiple locations now of new stealth COVID. Stealth COVID is the Omicron Delta baby.
Huh.
So, all right. Russian President Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine and his push to upend the broader security order in Europe may lead to a historic shift in American thinking about defense of the continent. Depending on how far Putin goes, this could mean a buildup of U.S. military power in Europe, not seen since the Cold War. It also could encourage and speed up the process of creating a European Union army as Europe looks to make itself free and independent from the two superpowers. Yeah, it's really
it's about to get interesting.
It's really fascinating because even after the war in Ukraine ends, there's the possibility, like, will the United States double down and begin to rethink Europe as a major center again? We've been pivoting away from that over the last decade and a half. So either we will move more of our forces into Europe, bringing back up to Cold War levels, but there is widespread calls across the European Union that they need to free themselves from the United States, from Russia. And there's been push to create a European Union army. They've typically been argued against this because of the NATO shield, but
and NATO is what keeps us there. So the European Union has been saying, listen, we need to take care of ourselves.
There's members
ancillary to NATO.
There's members within the European Union who call for actually Europe leaving NATO and Europe becoming itself a superpower. These calls have been going on for a while, and people have typically just sort of seen them as radicals. But with this growing war and the possibility that the United States will ship more and more soldiers and weaponry there are some people calling us saying this is the time for us to mobilize.
Where would England fall?
Well, they're not in the European Union.
That's what I'm saying. Where would they fall?
They would stay with NATO, but NATO would be Canada, US, and England. So, new name. All right, U.S. astronaut who's been sitting in space for a year is going to be flying home on the next Russian capsule back to Earth in the midst of deepening tensions between the countries. NASA insists that the astronaut's homecoming plan at the end of this month remained unchanged, even as Russia's invasion of Ukraine has resulted in broken contracts and fierce wars between the two sides. Awkward. As stated, today is the Ides of March. Now, quick lesson for you. In ancient Roman times, today would be the 74th day of the year. The Romans actually did not have the 15th, the 14th, the 13th. They had 3 days a year, and you would count up or count down to all those days. So you would have the nons, the calends, the nons, the Ides, and the calends. The calends is the first of the month. The nons is the 3rd or the 5th. The Ides is the 13th or the 15th. So it would be 2 days before the Ides, 3 days after the Ides, and that's how you would determine what day of the month it was. Now, the Ides of March itself has deep origins within ancient Rome, and actually today was one of the days, not quite tax day, but it was a day to pay off your debts. Adds the death of Julius Caesar far more.
Do I owe you money?
He's looking at us
yeah.
like we do.
I'm trying to teach you people something. So that adds like the whole concept of the assassination of Julius Caesar on the day you're supposed to pay your debts, that extra sort of je ne sais quoi component to it. But it's most famous for in 44 BC when a group of conspirators attacked and killed Julius Caesar in the forum, in the theater of Pompeius Maximus. Now, the actual Roman Senate chamber itself had been closed for renovation, so they were meeting in a theater, and Caesar showed up to hear some petitions, and a bunch of conspirators, Cassius, Casca, Brutus, Trebonius, they attacked him famously.
Et tu, Brute.
Well, see, that's actually wrong. It was in Greek. William Shakespeare changed it over to Latin to make it sound more exotic.
Well, it's William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And he was versed in Latin, not Greek.
Well, and all the actors were speaking English, so it made sense for them to throw some Latin into it. But the aristocratic Romans would have spoken Greek rather than Latin, believing that Latin is the language of the common poor people. And the Romans did see themselves as Greeks, going back to the story of Aeneas and taking Priam's sword and sneaking out the back door and going and creating the city of Rome. So there you go. So beware the Ides.
We are reading Julius Caesar and AP Lit.
Do you still have the crown?
I do.
Excellent.
And that's the news. T-minus 60 with Tomlin. Over the sports desk with Mama Manning.
All right. Good morning. 2 announcements. First, today is our Quiz Bowl competition, teachers versus students. Wish our team luck. Second announcement, April is National Poetry Month. I'm sponsoring a poetry contest. Poems are due in to me by March 31st. We have a reading in the library, media center, after school, April 21st. So that contest is now underway. But first, March Madness. We have our men's brackets posted and our women's brackets posted. So we have South Carolina is a 1 seed. Louisville is a 1 seed. Over on the right-hand side, we have Stanford, the defending champs, are a 1 seed. And NC State are a 1 seed. Notice UConn on the bottom right. They are a 2 seed with NC State. What are you thinking, fellas? I'm thinking a major upset. Becker's is back.
I think we're solid in a 2 seed. I think that's going to be a good place for us.
It is a good place.
NC State has been tough in the past,
Yes,
but
they
I
have.
still think it's a good bracket for us. I don't know if I'd want to start in South Carolina's bracket. So it'll be good to see them in the finals if they can make it that far. That'll be a great final.
I'm predicting they're in the finals.
I am too, and more so just because I want to see it.
Yeah, so it'd be a rematch of UConn, South Carolina during the season. South Carolina clobbered UConn. That was the first loss of the season. I'm going 64-58.
All right.
UConn wins. All right, over to the men's bracket. We have a 1st seed, the Zags, Gonzaga, Baylor, Arizona, Kansas. Oh, there's Kansas Day.
There it is.
Notice UConn is on the upper left. They are a 5th seed below Gonzaga. I have my final 4 picks and final 2 picks. What do you think, fellas?
I don't know how far the Zags are going to get with Duke in that bracket. Duke is always a dark horse. You can't count them out.
Yes, so many students.
This is where they play well.
Yes.
Regardless how their season goes.
Yes.
So, and then over on the other bracket, Arizona's been playing very stout.
31-3 record. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't have a good. This division always has a lot of upsets.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going Zags,
You are
Baylor,
okay.
Arizona, major upset, Auburn.
All
No.
right.
You not giving Kansas love on
No.
Kansas Day?
No. Zags over Arizona, 72-68.
I'll take that.
I'm a Drew Timmy fan, so I think the big guy is going to come through. Go first round in the draft.
I would have to sit with this just a little longer to figure it out. So
Yeah. Well, we can follow up another day.
You got. I think that's what we'll do.
But unfortunately, I think the Zags are going to beat UConn. Well,
I
wouldn't
do
it be
too.
great if UConn were
You
in the
never know.
finals with the ladies in their finals?
Again,
It's happened.
it has happened.
The only team in the country
Yep.
to win both the men's and the women's twice.
Yep. In the same year. That was
Yeah.
Impressive showing.
Yes.
Maybe again this year.
It
We
could
don't know.
happen.
So get those brackets. I'm sure someone around you may have a competition that's running. So let's see what those picks are. And we'll have maybe the Sporting Concern podcast come on and give us their updates on who they think will be running through the field.
Yes, but mind the dates. The men's actually starts tomorrow with the playoffs, and the women's start on the 18th.
Well, I did look at the
Yep.
playoff brackets. I didn't think anyone was going to make the Final Four.
Well,
You never know.
you
but
never know. They're long
I'm just
shots.
saying, yeah, they are a little bit on the long shots.
Yeah,
Nothing
there's-
personal to those teams,
Yeah,
but
16 and 16 seeds in the ladies. And for the guys, it's 12, 16, and 11 seeds. So we'll see.
we'll see how it goes.
It's exciting. It's March Madness, baby.
It is. And it's also Tuesday Madness here. So thanks for listening this morning. And as always, don't forget, she's Mama Manning. He's Tomlin. I'm Amato. Good morning, Woodland. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Morning Mayhem podcast. Morning Mayhem is broadcast live from Woodland Regional High School in Beacon Falls, Connecticut, each and every school day. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor FM, or wherever you find your latest podcasts. And for more information on the show, upcoming guests, and past episodes, visit our show website, morningmayhem.show.